Figure Force is the codename of a group of daring, middle-aged, highly obsessed toy vloggers. Its purpose: to bring toy reviews and nostalgia to YouTube and Instagram, video sharing websites that allow users to upload, view, share and comment. Hi, I am Rudy Zissou, and I'll never call golf a dull game again. I have been a lifelong fan of Teenage Mutant Hero / Ninja Turtles ever since I was a kid, seeing the cartoon, having the Playmates toys and watching the 1990 movie. They are some of my favourite toys ever, favourite cartoons and movie. I've seen every iteration of the Turtles, and as much as Transformers and Star Wars and Marvel, I cherry pick and I have my favourites. You know, I'm not fussed at all on recent versions of Turtles. I liked the, I think it's 2003 animated one. That felt a bit nostalgic. And I loved Turtles Forever. I thought Turtles Forever was an amazing idea. You know, pitching 3 different versions of Turtles, a multiverse, if you will. Incredible. But I absolutely adore the 1990 movie. I think it is incredible, and it's really stood the test of time. By that point, I was 11, 12 years old, slightly leaving the cartoon and the toys behind, and I was ready to see Turtles brought to the big screen. And with that, one of my favourite scenes of all time is the introduction of Casey Jones and Raphael. Donatello has always been my favourite, always, since it started. And even in the movie, when he says Bossa Nova, absolutely cracks me up. But Raph is my favourite from the 1990s movie. His delivery of lines, his action scenes, and his interaction with Casey Jones, and the fact that he dresses in his disguise, in some ways it's like pure genius. It's the worst disguise ever. He's dressed like a 1930s private detective, and obviously nobody dressed like that for like 50 years. And Casey Jones is like my favourite character of all time. From the cartoon, from the comics, from the movie, especially the movie. Elias Cotter's portrayal of the character is wicked. He's just one hell of a vigilante. Vigilante justice through the application of sporting goods, as I put it. And that scene where they first meet, it's so good, it's so funny, it's so well choreographed. Obviously, I'm going to need a toy representation. Lo and behold, NECA released a 2-pack with both characters in exactly how I want them. Obviously, mind blown, and it is one hell of a pack. The amount of accessories you get, and for people that have seen my channel before, soft goods, which you will know I was never a fan of soft goods until a couple of years ago, and I think they look ridiculously good. Different bandanas, which always a plus point, various hands, his 2-sai, slice of pizza, and then you've got Casey Jones' ensemble of weaponry. I say weaponry, it's not. It's a golf club, it's a hockey stick, a baseball bat, all in, you know, a golf bag. It's such an ingenious character. And it's a good guy in a hockey, well, I say good guy, he's somewhere in between. The only time you get a good guy in a hockey mask. Any other time, it's a homicidal maniac zombie killing teenagers for having sex. Casey Jones is just incredible. I'm going to bust him open. We're going to have a look at Raphael first. And then Casey Jones. I did debate doing Casey Jones first because he's obviously super exciting, but so is Raph. Let's free them from the plastic prison and have a look at how good they are. In my overexcitement, I forgot to show the back, which is incredible, obviously. You get to see scenes from the movie where they take each other on. You get to see dual wielding baseball bats, and then you get to see Raph being the winner. So here is Raphael freed from his plastic prison, and incredible. Words fail me. I just had no idea how good they were. This is my first foray into movie NECA Turtles figures. I have NECA Turtle figures. I have the arcade gaming versions from a few years ago, the San Diego Comic-Con pack. They're completely different mold and completely different style, obviously. This Raph feels even heavier. And what I will say is, obviously just opening it, there's a couple of things that I had no clue about. I didn't know he came with his backpack, and the backpack is incredibly detailed. Every ruffle of the backpack, it makes it look even more screen accurate. And they also put a little pack of a silica gel, the little sachet, because it's got soft goods, and obviously that protects, you know, clothing goods. That's a wonderful thing to have done. You know, if you're an inbox collector and you don't want to get it out, you know it's going to be preserved for X amount of time until you do want to open it. That's just an extra level that NECA has done. But what grabbed me the most was the wash. You can see muscle definition through the application of the paint and the wash. It's obviously a standard Raph figure that you'd get normally, and then obviously you have his trench coat on there, which the cotton, the feel of it is absolutely lovely. They used the nicest cotton they could. It feels smooth, it's super tactile and easily moves around. And then white inner lining, they could have just done, you know, a brown coat, but no, it's just got that added bit of detail. The hat's got the gentle wash on it, wonderfully curved. It's that soft plastic, it's easily put on. They have captured Raph's eyes perfectly. You know, he is the more sarcastic, rude, crude, in some ways put upon, more heartfelt character, and you get that from him. All the speckled bits that you know from the Turtles the movie, even like the lips have just got a gentle bit of colouring on. Usually it's good practice to take your NECA figures to bath time with you and soak them in the bath. I don't take my toys into the bath, what am I saying? Or do I? I don't. I do. But I didn't have to bathe. I didn't even want to take his coat off because I didn't know how I'd be able to get it back on, that's for sure. And I'm also filming this straight after doing the intro, so this is my first look at them straight out the box from filming. But yeah, there is no issues with any moving of the joints. I didn't have to loosen up the hands to get weapons in or any of like the joints. They moved freely, which is always a welcome sign for NECA. I've mentioned it before in previous videos. I've done well. I've been lucky with NECA figures. I've only had one issue. Marty McFly's hand was incredibly loose, but then as soon as I switched it out, it was fine. But I have known other collectors and friends which have come a cropper with NECA figures, and it's an issue. You see social media chat of NECA figures, but I've done well and I am not going to complain. As soon as I get one that doesn't, I'll be more than happy to say the faults. But yeah, he's just incredibly detailed. Oh, he's fantastic. He looks like the screen. They've really brought them to life. That is for sure. Batter up with his Jose Canseco bat, which I hope he didn't pay good money for. And Raph the winner. And a quick look at the pizza because it's incredible. So well designed. Such detail on such a tiny accessory. I always say it's the accessories that make a figure. Figure Force will return after these messages.
In a city without a future, it's time for a cleanup. And now, the greatest crime-fighting unit in history is back on the case. Major League Butt Kicking is back in town. Oh yeah! Awesome! They're quirky. Adrian! Pizza righteous! Ooh! They're hungry. The new Turbo Ginsu! It dices, it slices, and yet makes French fries in 3 different. Whoops! Oh. And they're ready for action. A fellow chucker, eh? Michelangelo. Excellent! I like it! Step up! Donatello. Bossa Nova! Gotcha! Leonardo. Spectacular! And Raphael. Let's go for it! Excellent! It's a Kodak moment. You got it! God, I love being a turtle! Come on, let's move it. I'm starving. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Lean, mean, and back on the screen.
We now return to Figure Force. And on to Casey Jones then. So there's always fear and trepidation when you get a figure or something to represent a character that you want in your collection. The fear that it's not going to live up to what you want it to be, but they have absolutely nailed Casey Jones for me. He's perfect. I've not got one criticism at all for it. And again, just like Raphael, there's things I didn't know. He has, I don't know if my camera will pick it up, he has got painted eyes. Underneath the mask there is full painted eyes. What an incredible revelation to me. They could have just done it black, but no, they chose to go in for that detail. Incredible. Obviously it's quite a plain character. The character of Casey Jones in terms of his get-up is plain clothes, grey sweatpants, white t-shirt, dark denim cut-off jacket, but what they've done is added dirt and grime just to complete the look, and then it's all the beautifully sculpted texture of his Henley top. The gloves look like worn leather. They haven't made him overly muscular. That was another thing I was slightly worried that they would perhaps make him more muscly than he is. You know, he's an athletic guy. He's stunning, absolutely stunning. His golf bag fits perfectly on his back. It doesn't feel loose. Everything feels super sturdy, and again, there was no trouble in moving him around in any sort of way, and the poses you can put him in are great. You can go dual wielding baseball bats with Playmate's leg configuration. You've got to know what a crumpet is to play cricket. This is actually my favourite weapon, sporting good, that he has. I think it's the most iconic one from the movie. I think it's because it's got the added detail of the text and the grimy tape all bandaged up. The fact that you have 3 sets of hands just allows you to do incredible different variations with him. The detail on an accessory, sublime. The possibilities are absolutely endless. And finally, near the end of the movie, when he calls Tatsu, arguably a hardcore character and master martial arts, Tinkerbell, he grabs his golf club and shouts 4. Admittedly, he doesn't have his hockey mask on then, but you know what I mean. They look great on their own, but they look phenomenal together. They are absolute highlights in my collection now. To be able to bring to life part of a movie that I love, and to have like a physical representation of that is just fantastic for me. I think it's the fact that they're so different, 2 very different characters, and then 2 very different toys, in the fact that that's all moulded detail and then that's soft goods. Like, the juxtaposition is just wicked. I couldn't be happier. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I could be really cheesy and say cowabunga. I won't. In today's episode, we learnt about 2 very different characters, and what is important is what you're like on the inside. It doesn't matter whether you're big, small, tall, short, or even Wayne Gretzky on steroids. You know something? What is important is just trying to be the best person you can, and knowing is half the battle.